Alright guys, going to do a video for a customer I'm actually supposed to meet in person this evening, so pushing this video up ahead of some because time is of the essence here and I want to get this test done before I actually meet up with him. So we got a brand new tuned and ready Stryker 497, and this is a used 4-pill 2879C box. Now this was a local amp, sold to one good friend of mine. He traded it back in because he's going a different route with his setup and isn't going to be able to use this amp. So I want to test it, make sure everything was still good with it. He has never overdriven it really, and doesn't have a whole heaping ton of talk time on it. So made the customer that I'm supposed to meet a deal on it. He's getting it and a Stryker 497. We're doing some trading for the 497, and I actually offered him a Ranger 99N2, but he preferred the Stryker 497. He wanted something that was going to kind of take it easy on the 4-pill and not overdrive it and not push it too hard. Now, the Ranger 99N2 will push this thing pretty dang hard, probably the max power every time. But if you're wanting something just for everyday talking and kind of taking it easy, the 497 may be the way to go. I'm going to turn this guy off first, and we're going to get kind of a relative output test on our 497 and kind of see what we're working with, what it's going to put into this C box, and go from there. So we'll come over here to the watt meter, average power first. We're looking at the bottom scale. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. We can put a different slug in there. That looks like about 35 to 40 watts average. But we can put our 50 in here and see what it's doing. So we're just going to use the 50 for average power, and then we'll put our 1000 back in. Hello. Hello, audio. Hello. So, what is that? 25 or so average. They're not gigantic average power radios. Not huge average powerhouses like most Strykers aren't. They do a good amount of PEP, but just not a ton of average. But everybody's got these 497s likes them. So don't let that discourage you on them. They just don't do a ton of average power. Hello, now we're back on the, let's see, we're on the middle scale now. And as you can see, they do a ton of PEP. I mean, check, 1, 2, 3, PEP, audio. So like 150, 160 PEP. That's what they do. Now if we turn the RF power up higher on this 497, probably do more. We've got it about 1 o'clock right now. So as we increase the carrier, you know, if we turn this carrier wide open on this thing, it's probably going to come up to 30, 35 average, give or take. But where we've got the dead key set at, around 25 watts average. So keep that in mind. You know, these 4-pill C boxes, they like, gosh, you know, 80 watts average or so, maybe even more, 80 to 90 watts average to give them max output. So we're kind of going to be Cadillacing this thing. And if you use PEP or peak power for a reference, even at 150 watts, 160 watts PEP, you know, that's still driving this thing very light because it can take up to about 250 watts PEP. Now the difference between running something like a 497 and the Ranger 99N2, the 99N2 I believe does about 100 watts average, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, and it does about 250 to 270 PEP. It's going to drive this thing a lot harder, but like I said, everyday talking, you know, this is probably the everyday talking combo to go with. But if you're wanting to max it out, the 99N2 would be the better option. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get back to the test. Bottom scale, do not expect a lot of average power out of this thing. Again, guys, we're only putting 25 or so watts average. Hello. So right at 200 average. And then PEP. Now I do expect some decent PEP. Radio 1, 2, 3, PEP. Radio 1, 2, 3, PEP. So right at 1,000 watts PEP. So because this thing is not doing a ton of average power, it's not going to draw a ton of current, but should still be loud as heck. Hello, audio, 1, 2, 3. Audio, 1, 2, 3. Audio, 1, 2, 3. Audio. Holding good power, not falling back or anything. Probably not going to be putting his alternator or anything like that in the bind. Should run pretty easy without drawing a ton of current. So again, that's the setup that it's pending sold. This is the only 497 I have right now. I've got some more of them on the way, but the only one that I have right now. Do have 955 available, and we'll have more of these and some 447s coming up soon. But that's it, guys. Just want to do a quick test and show him what this thing's doing. That way, if he changes his mind and he prefers a 99 N2, he can have it. I just made the offer 99 N2 or the 497, and he said he preferred the 497. That he wants something that would drive the amp easy. So should be a nice cool running little setup here. Stryker SR 497 HPC ready to go, and a Fatboy 4-pill 2879C. That's it, guys. Rooster in Tennessee. Questions, comments, let me know. Shoot me a text, 423-299-3535. Catch you guys out there. See you, bye.